what are they doing? Putting it in the air? Is there an agenda? Is there a motive to get this in the hands of all the Americans to keep us shut down, to keep us under their control? I've brought you out here today for a specific topic, and it has to do with the free C-19 test that our government is sending out. I kind of want to know your thoughts on that. Hey, Pepper. Oh, she's going to be loud, plowing through the leaves. I'm going to get up here to the clearing. As I was saying, did anybody get a red flag? Like inside you're kind of like a check, or you're kind of like, ooh. Or have the thought of, I don't think I'm going to order our family any. I think most of you that are regulars on our channel know where I stand with the the jab, and all of that stuff. And the horrible thing is, I have had every single wave that has come through. I have had it 3 times. However, I will not bow, and I will not subject myself to go ahead and start the, let's say, treatments, because I'm going to let my body do what it was designed to do. And I've recovered each time. But then they're wanting to send out all of these free tests, and I'm just skeptical about how accurate are they. I know not all tests are accurate, but is there an agenda? Is there a motive to get this in the hands of all the Americans to make us stay fearful that, if we take this test when we're sick and it's positive, to keep us shut down, to keep us under their control? I don't know. And this last wave has almost touched everybody this time. If you have not gotten it, go ahead and comment below like that you were exempt and you didn't catch it. But our whole family got it, all 4 of us. Chloe, and then me and Patrick, and then my son Cody. We all got it. And it only lasted a few days, and then we were fine. I made a joking comment, and I was like, what are they doing? Putting it in the air? It could be a real question. We don't know what's going on. We don't know the real agenda. And so, what's your thoughts on it? Have you or are you going to request the test be sent to your household? At this time, we decided we're not going to do it. Because we have access to free testing anyway at our local clinic, and it's a rapid test, so the same day. How accurate are those? We don't truly know. We don't know if we really have just the cold and flu, or if we have this variant that is sweeping across the land. But either way, our household has opted out to receive this free test. And I need to say this, if you have requested them, please don't think I am disrespecting you in any way. All of us are making choices best for our family through this whole pandemic. That's what we have to do. So if you don't have access to free or, low-cost testing, then I can understand why you would need to order the test. Again, this is just my opinion on the subject, and I'm asking for your thoughts on this. This next part is what I really want to get into, because as I was thinking about it, and I was, praying about it, I don't know, I was just talking to God out loud, like, Lord, I don't understand, and I don't know that we need it, and should we get it, and what's the agenda, what's the motive, give me an insight, Lord. And He did. He gave me a story in the Bible, and it's the story of Gideon's army in Judges 7. I'm actually going to start and read a little bit from Judges 6, because as I was reading it, I was like, whoa. And it says, the Israelites did evil in the Lord's sight. So the Lord handed them over to the Midianites for 7 years. Okay. God's people here in America have been doing evil. Our leaders have been doing evil, right? And so there's a time when the Lord will hand them over, or us over. So keep that thought in mind. The Midianites were so cruel that the Israelites made hiding places for themselves in the mountains, caves, and strongholds. Whenever the Israelites planted their crops, marauders from Midian, Amalek, and the people of the east would attack Israel, camping in the land and destroying crops as far away as Gaza. They left the Israelites with nothing to eat, taking all the sheep, goats, cattle, and donkeys. And that's what I feel like the enemy is doing right now. Like, he is just being allowed to do all these things to all the nations. Actually, all the nations are facing shortages. All the nations are facing quarantine, like the camps and quarantine time being put in time out maybe. All of these things just feel like they pertain to today. They left the Israelites with nothing to eat, taking all the sheep, goats, cattle, and donkeys. These enemy hordes, coming from their livestock and tents, were as thick as locusts. They arrived on droves of camels, too numerous to count, and they stayed until the land was stripped bare. So Israel was reduced to starvation by the Midianites. The Israelites cried out to the Lord for help, too numerous to count. The cases that are rising are too numerous to count. And they stayed in the land until the land was stripped bare. They were reduced to starvation. Whoa. When I read this, I was like, that sounds like it's happening today. Okay, now I'm going to skip over to chapter 7. And this is where we're really going to get into Gideon's army. If you know the story, for time's sake, I won't read the whole story on here. But if you know the story, the Lord was reducing Gideon's army from thousands of men to only 300. And this is how the Lord told Gideon to choose his warriors. I'm going to start at verse 3 in chapter 7 of Judges. Therefore, tell the people, whoever is timid or afraid may leave this mountain and go home. So 22,000 of them went home, leaving only 10,000 who were willing to fight. So, pausing there, the Lord gave anybody that was timid or afraid to go home. He gave them permission to go home. But the Lord told Gideon, there are still too many. Bring them down to the spring, and I will test them to determine who will go with you and who will not. When Gideon took his warriors down to the water, the Lord told him, divide the men into 2 groups. In one group, put all those who cup water with their hands and lap it up with their tongues like dogs. In the other group, put all those who kneel down and drink with their mouths in the stream. Only 300 of the men drank from their hands. All the others got down on their knees and drank with their mouths in the stream. Okay, that's where I'm going to stop, because when I was praying about whether or not I should request those free tests for our home, I was reminded of that story. And the reason I was reminded of that story was for the sole purpose of keep watch. Pay attention, be alert, and on guard. There was 2 groups of men. One that got down and lapped like dogs. They had their face down, they weren't paying attention, and they were drinking the water. The other group was also drinking the water, but they were drinking the water but also being watchful and mindful. And I feel like that is what we need to be doing. So if you have to get tested, if you have to get the jab, be mindful. Be watchful, be alert, and be on guard. Don't just trust everything that they're telling you. I'm still refusing to bow. I'm still refusing to bow to so many things. And I want to be wise that I'm not just being rebellious, but for my personal self, trying to be smart in how I handle these situations that come up. So I hope you're getting this message. I hope that you're understanding what I'm trying to say through this without having to actually say it. I wish I could say that we had trustworthy leadership, but at this current time, I don't feel like that's the truth. There's been so many twists and turns along the way, and I understand that being a leader of a country would be hard, trying to make choices for the people, but the choices that have been made up to this point have not been in our best interest, I don't believe. We've gotten so many handouts, and for so many, it's been such a blessing. But now we have inflation, we have rising costs, the people have been divided, and it continues. So I can say I'm not making this video to be controversial because I'm really not wanting it to be that way. I don't want to put any kind of distance between me and you as a viewer of my channel, but I want to know your thoughts. I want to know your opinions, and I want to know if the Lord is speaking to you about anything. So there's a lot I just threw out in this video, but it's things I've thought on through this past week that I just decided that I would share with you today. Has the Lord handed us over for a short time? Has He allowed the enemy to do what he's doing? And is He weeding out His people and building His army? And what I mean by that is there will be a remnant arise, you guys, that will take a firm stand. And when they take a firm stand and they say no more, that's when we're going to begin to see a turnaround. I want to be a part of that movement. And I want you to be a part of that movement. To say no more, we're done. However, it's easier said than done, right? We can talk about it and talk about it and talk about it. But when it actually comes time, will we be a part of the group that is timid and afraid, and the Lord gives us permission to just step aside and allow the true warriors to come and take their position in the front lines? I guess we won't know till the time comes, right? But for now, I'm going to continue to take my stand, and I'm going to continue to share with you guys on here the best that I can. Thanks for taking a walk with me if you're still here. Thanks for supporting our channel. And until next time, guys, God bless. Oh, and remember, pray for the best and prep for the worst. You guys have an amazing day.